Spandex is essential. That was hard. That was so difficult, but thank you so much for your patience with me. So Adam joining us, and Simon Whitfield, Olympic gold medalist also in triathlon.
Almost spandex. He's no stranger to spandex.
No,
and Ron,
you got one for me?
We got one
good.
for you.
There you go.
From Justin Nakasuka at Row West. It's specially engraved with your name, Ron.
Why didn't I
From
have
the
it this
Victoria?
morning when you and I were double sculling in 2-foot waves?
Looks very good. I like this a lot.
I love what you said, Simon, watching the item there, as Adam listed 9 things for Tara to focus on.
Just relax.
Yeah, you said, and just relax after all that.
Classic
Actually, that's kind of where I would love to go, Tara. Adam and I were out on the water this morning, and he spoke about detraining. The boat we went in was one he purchased after his career to kind of take him to the next part of his life. And why don't you pick up on that, Adam?
Yeah, well, I got this Whitehall Spirit rowing boat. I called it the Freedom Crabber. And when you stop high-performance sport, you have to move on to regular life. And your body is almost addicted to this high level of training. So you have to train a certain amount to go through this withdrawal period. And so I hopped in the Freedom Crabber, which is this Whitehall, and I'd row out and I'd go crab fishing. And I'd pull up my crab traps. I do this every morning. I was living on the float homes in Fisherman Wharf with my wife, Rebecca. And it was just a great way to connect with nature and slowly transition to that next phase of my life, which was post-high-performance sport.
Simon, when we were talking about you and your yoga practice, how much of that was essential for you coming out of your career?
Oh, geez, I only discovered that in the last year, and it's something I wish I'd done through my entire athletic career, was just spending that time in body-mind union, which is what yoga really is, and spending that time on the mat where you're really forced to just be with yourself. And that time, you get a lot of time in that, like that in sport, but as you come out of sport, you really struggle because you don't have that alone time to contemplate things, and I really struggled through that part.
But don't you have that zone? I mean, when you're in the boat, when you're running or swimming, don't you have that zone? Is it different to be meditating than it is to be running or swimming?
It's the same.
Is it? Is
It's
it
the same, right? It's the zone in motion.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you can be in the zone in stillness, or you can be in the zone in motion. And athletes, especially endurance athletes, can really get into that zone really quickly, and it's something that you become dependent upon.
Oh, absolutely. I needed that time. I need that time to sit with it, to be with it, and that active meditation and that you see in sport is very similar to that sitting meditation. It's made a world of difference.
You crabbed there, right? That's the term for catching your oar.
That was scary.
And Adam told you, believe it or not, in his gold medal performance in Beijing, there was a moment where his oar fluttered and he knew he was in trouble, and that snapped him out of that in the present moment, right?
Oh yeah, but the fear kind of comes in, and you're like, be here now, be present, because when you're racing, you're in this spot where your vision is losing. You're you're speaking with the devil maybe, and you're like, go now, let's be here. And
what's this initiative? We should, Simon, you and
Adam
so
can speak to this. Simon and I are both champions for the Canadian Men's Health Foundation. We brought a water bottle here for you, Tara.
Oh, thank you.
And we brought an apron for you.
Chef Ron.
Good.
For Chef Ron.
Chef Ron.
And so it's recognizing that men's health is complex. It's more about more than the dangly bits. And for men who want tips on their health, whether it's mental health, whether it's physical health, whether it's eating, go to don'tchangemuch.ca. Both Simon and I, we both deeply care about this issue. And men's health is the missing piece of the family health puzzle.
Makes it in a very accessible way too. There's a lot of fun with the site. It's for men to have a moment with other men where you're asking other men to say, this is something we need to discuss. It needs to be something that's more open.
Simon, Adam gave me his 250 quotes gift box. Have you ever received one?
So good.
I pulled
This
out
guy's
my
my hero.
quote, and it was "Lessons come in the darkness in our lives," and it was Pirelli, right? So congratulations on all that you do for so many people. 2 Olympic champions. Thrilled to have you on Rogers Hometown Hockey. Coming up a little bit later on the show, the story of the great Mr. Hockey here in the Greater Victoria area, Larry Orr.